So, building off of this Bitcoin mining thing, right? What if you won the lottery today? You just came into a large sum of money. What would you do with that? Because, I mean, it seems, you say passive income, and it kind of seems like your goal would be to just get a large amount of money and then you could do whatever the fuck you want for the rest of your life. And don't get me wrong, that's the dream.
Mm-hmm. That's the American dream right there.
It's not the American dream, bro. It's the dream.
You want this?
The American dream is about being a middle-class family who works until you're 65. You get to enjoy, like, 10 years of life if you're lucky, and then you fucking die. So,
that's my dream.
Well,
yeah. So when you say a large sum of money, so like let's put like so what cap are we putting on here? Like are we talking like that $1.2 billion Powerball, or are we talking like $100 million? I had to share it with 4 different people because we all got a ticket at work and it won. We split it 4 different ways, and now I got $200 million.
I'd go for more of the 200 million. Well, not, I wouldn't even say it's.
So
tough.
You just got a large sum of money. It doesn't have to be a lottery. You
All
got
right,
like
let's say 5 million.
5 million. What about 10 million?
10 million. We'll go 10 million.
All right, 10 million. Bet. So I've actually had this idea for a long time because I do stocks. So I always like wake up and dream of one day waking up to $10 million. So I would start like I picture. Oh, actually, we talked about this not too long ago. The vape shop.
Mm-hmm.
I picture something like the vape shop, but like kind of like those VR cafes that you see at like the malls and stuff. And when you go to Japan, like there's a lot more PC cafes than you don't see PC cafes over here. Like I don't know where there's one, and if you know one, let me know because I'd be lit. So I'd start like a PC cafe type thing, like one of those VR in the mall type things where like I have a bunch of video games set up. Like yo, we got all these consoles, we've got these VRs, we've got all this different stuff, we've got food, we got beverages. Like we're chilling. Like it's like a hookah lounge but with video games. Not just video games. We've got movies, we've got TVs, whatever you want to do. Like this is just a place where you come and chill. Like this is what it is. I want to do that because I feel like it'd be a good way to make money. So like, like I wouldn't do like, you want to use that, you have to pay this. It's you come in here and you pay for your hours. So you come in here, you're paying $20 an hour or $10 an hour, whatever it might be. I'd have to find out those costs, of course. And like you want drinks, you pay for drinks. You want that, you pay for that. Like there's things you pay for, but essentially you get your time that you're here is what you pay for.
How much does your average VR cafe cost?
Oh, I mean, I don't know. You got to think a good VR that you're setting up, computer and VR, you're probably looking at like $2,000 for each one of those. You got, I mean, if you're looking for good gaming PCs, you're looking at like $1,000 for each one of those.
I was actually thinking more of like, because you were talking about an hourly rate, is like, how much does it cost to go to a VR cafe? Like,
I mean, usually, so when we did the esports team and we had a tournament in the one VR cafe, you would do the same thing, but for the machine you're using. So you could sit in there all you want. You could go in there, sit down on the couch and do like pay nothing and just watch people play video games, which is good for like the parents and stuff. Because if a parent comes with a kid, like I'm not paying, I'm not using it, I'm not going to pay it. So like I understand that. But usually I think it was like $15 for 30 minutes for one of those VR experiences that you could use. And then I don't know what the games were. I didn't play any of the consoles. I just played the VR like once because I was out there managing and running shit and getting shit going. So, so I would do that as far as like a money making business thing because I want to start a business. I wouldn't like, I'm not one of those people that get like $10 million and then just be like, all right, later, like eventually. And I would, but like I want something that could make me more money because $10 million is only going to get you so far.
Pretty fucking far though.
Yeah, no, facts, 100% facts. So I would do that and I would, hire whoever, like if my boys wanted to work there, cool. I definitely give to some sort of charity of some sort. Like, I don't know what it would be. I'd have to look it up and actually find it something that actually meant something to me.
Really? You just never struck me as the type.
I'd give something. $20 million or $10 million.
What charity?
I don't know. It'd be something with kids.
Kids?
Not diseases or anything. Maybe like, you know what? If anything,
why'd you say it like that, though? Like, kids with diseases aren't important?
No. All lives matter. But, like, no, that's a joke.
Canceled.
Yeah, if you watch the podcast, you already know how we feel about that. No, I just think diseases already get so much money. Like, how much money goes into cancer and we still haven't had a cure for it? And I'm a believer that the cure is out there. We just don't have enough money for somebody. Like, that kills you, so somebody's going to pay a lot of money. Like, you have diseases that go away like that. Like, all of a sudden, like, rich people don't have it anymore. It's like, oh, that's crazy. So, like, diseases, there's too many stipulations and FDA rules. I don't want to fuck with that. Like, you could keep that. Like,
all right.
I would do, like, homelessness or, like, needy or, like, hungry or something like that. Whatever. And then so I also thought about if people wanted money. Like, I gotta treat the boys right. I want $20 million. I'm giving you something, you boy. Like, I'm not gonna just like, hey, yo, later. Like, I'm out. Like, I'll never talk to you again. So if I give people money, that would be, I would give them a business. Like I would be like, yo, what do you want to start? Like, what do you want? Like, what is something that I could give to you that's going to make you money that you believe in? So like, you know, I don't know, like whatever. Say you like to say, we'll use a vape shop for example. Say you really like vaping. You were like, yo, like I would love to just sell vapes all day, and I'd love to make vapes, and I'd love to do coils like that. Like I would buy you, I'd get you situated to where you had a vape shop. You know, like I would like, here's $50,000. I put it into your rent. Like this building is paid for. It's yours. Like this is your building. You have your products. You have everything. Now you manage it. Like, because I'm not gonna give anybody free money. I'm not giving anybody free money. Like unless you're like my mom or my dad, I'm not giving you free money.
I mean,
like
you have a much. I might give Tina some money, honestly, Tina.
yeah. So
I can't wait for Tina time coming soon to a podcast near you.
That is facts, yo. Catch us on Spotify. So I would give people something that made them something, or like, depending, you know, if I had a boy who had 2 kids and he was still living in his parents' house and it wasn't like his fault, like he was trying to get 2 jobs, he just didn't have enough, like I'd buy him a house or something, you know, like I'd give something to somebody that you could appreciate and value. I'm not just gonna give you $100,000 for you to do coke and heroin and then fucking pass out on the side of the street or something, you know. Do some stupid things with a gamble.
You're so much better than I am. This is why you're the leader, top 1 all time, God tier. So first of all, if I got $10 million, like if I woke up tomorrow and there was $10 million in my bank account, I'd be on the first flight out to Fiji having tree people serve me matais for the rest of my fucking life. Like if I came into a large sum of money because I wouldn't want to start a business. Like if I could look at a sum of money and say I can live off of that for the rest of my life, I would move somewhere where 1 makes me easier to do that. 2, because let's say I do move to somewhere like, I don't know where the cheapest place to live is that would still be nice, but I've always liked the idea of Fiji. I don't know why, but Fiji sounds fucking dope. I would even move to Puerto Rico, honestly, but if I could buy some land and then chill there by myself for the rest of my life, that's precisely what I would do. So I would definitely take some of the money and probably talk to you about putting in the stocks, because the idea of passive money, and you are like, the thing is that you could always have more money, and the way I see stocks is like gambling, whereas like if you really, when you play craps, the only way to really beat craps is to throw enough money at it until you're up so much that you can walk away. Because that's how, 2 ways you lose. You don't have enough money to get in a groove, or you did have enough money, you made enough money, and then you got cocky and you lost. So in reality, I would just see stocks to try to get another 10 mil, honestly, because if I could double my profit, I'm cool to walk away. Like 20 mil, I don't need anything for the rest of my life. I could probably buy my own private fucking jet and fly back and forth as I please. So I feel like I would go somewhere secluded where I wouldn't be around people. And then I would just live my life out, because I feel like I could do everything I do now without working, honestly.
You'd also, well, to go into that a little bit and you slide right back in, but to do that, you'd also have to keep in mind what are their what's the taxes like. So if you have a property that, you know, like you'd still have to pay taxes on your property, you still have to pay house taxes, and like when you have a lot of money, they take that taxes out of you. Like when you win the lottery, they take taxes from that. Like they're like,
I mean, I think that's why we said 10 million, because like if you did, I don't know what taxes they do take out. I know they take out a large sum of taxes, but I think like...
But you still get taxed on that after, too. You keep that in your bank account, they tax you. Like, if you have money in your bank account, like a savings account, they tax you for that shit.
If
it's not in a certain, like...
I'll commit fraud. I'm cool with that.
I mean, I guess. Just keep moving different places.
First of all, actually, and if that's the case, number 1, then I guess America's the perfect place to live, because if you have a lot of money, you get out of taxes. That's just how this shit works, right?
Yeah.
So...
Yes, sir.
So maybe I won't go nowhere. Maybe I'll go buy a little island off the coast of fucking North Carolina, and I'll chill.
From those taxes, you'd start a business. So then you get like those business like type taxes but you could also put money abroad. You know, you could also find one of those Swiss bank accounts or whatever and just put money in a place where they can't get it. And then you're like, what money? I'm broke. But you would still need like, so whatever house. So you'd have to think about what house you bought. Like if I bought a house, like, bro, honestly, I put $500,000 into a house. It's a decent house. I don't need a lot of house. I'm cool with living in a tiny home. I was actually, when I was looking at a solar panel.
Yo, tiny homes are dope. Tiny homes are so fucking dope.
As long as you're
not... The thing is I'm not a tiny person, so I don't know. I'd need a...
But I'm just saying that concept. Like,
not a mid-size home.
Yeah, there you go. Boom. Mid-size home. Like, that's what I'm looking for. Like, I'm not looking for a fucking 19-bedroom, 7-bathroom. I'm not throwing parties in this bitch every day. Like, even with my car, I'd get, like, the Honda Civic Type R or something. Like,
I don't think I'd go out and buy a Bugatti, but... I have always said, and it's like, it's, you know, it's not luxurious, but I would go buy a muscle car. Like I would go buy an older car, maybe one of those boat cars, you know what I mean? Like or a jalopy or something, but I would drive something that's cool, but I would still keep, bro, I love my Volkswagen. So it's like, I would probably have a regular old car. Maybe I would go get a Jeep because if I'm living in Fiji, I'm gonna do some off-roading. Me and the tree people, they make great margaritas out there. So I'm just saying, like, I want to be able to disappear. If
Yeah.
I got a large sum of money, you would never hear from me again.
I mean, you might want to look into some solar panels and shit, bro.
Some solar panels? Let's get into it.
I mean, you just make solar. I mean, I'm talking more off the grid situation. Like, just be off the grid. Don't pay electricity. Just worry about yourself. Let's start a community. We'll put our $20 million together and we'll make like a little tiny home community. We'll have some solar panels. We'll have some wind turbines. We'll have a little river where we put some little.
Even in this
turbines in it.
conversation you're leading, look at you, a natural born leader.
I'm just saying, I think that'd be lit, yeah. Tell me a community with the boys wouldn't be lit.
It depends who.
I mean, we're not going to put anybody blast right now.
Can we have a draft?
But
we
we'll
just put a bunch of
Yes, that'd be lit.
Absolutely.
And this is the boys community yearly draft. And we just.
Oh, we do it every year like the Survivor? You're off the
We
island.
kick people off too. Yes. Oh my God. We just have to pay for everything at that point because like we couldn't like, hey, this is your house. You paid for it. You're off the island.
Or maybe we just make the island big enough where we won't have to deal with them if they're causing trouble.
I mean, that's a Lord of the Flies type situation where somebody's causing trouble. If you're on an island, bro, somebody's causing trouble. People just like to cause trouble. We will sit down and we'll have a list of people that Tyler, you coming on the island? Doesn't matter.
Tyler, definitely. Yes.
You day one island right there.
I wish we could put the picture up of him. That smirk.
It'll just be in our minds forever. We'll get it one day. We just have to ask his permission at this point. We just be like, yo, Ty guy, can we throw your picture up? He'd be like, yeah, and boom. So we're not gonna do it this podcast because we didn't talk to him yet, but we'll talk about Tyler next podcast and we'll put a picture up.